na 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 na.
So, speaking of that, do you want to talk about Double or Nothing?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I want to do this level right now, so I'll just, I'll do that and then we'll end the episode.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so AEW finally had their big show. Of course, everyone was squealing and peeing their pants saying it was the best show ever, yada, 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 and it was a very good show.
It was kind of a one-match show.
No, I wouldn't say that at all, actually.
Okay.
That wouldn't be one of my criticisms. You know, the issue, one of the issues is that, you know, the 3 or 4 top stars in the company also are, like, in charge, are running everything. Which, you know, is so weird to me where it's like, you know, when you can argue that Vince shouldn't put himself in prominent positions on the TV show because, you know, he's old and can't fucking go do this shit anymore like he used to.
Yeah.
But, like, he never put himself over the other wrestlers. He was always getting beat up and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is Rusty Bucket Bay.
This is kind of just right.
Yeah, it's a big girl ship. Jesus.
Is this the level?
Yep.
Oh, ew.
Anyway, and you know, the people running the show are like some of the best wrestlers in the world right now, but it's such a it really is a double standard. Like, I've seen people like criticizing Double or Nothing, and people are like, oh, let's be positive about this. It's like, okay, but you can't be positive about WWE when they do things that are arguably good.
Yeah.
It's like a positive mindset is only allowed when it suits your point of view.
Yep.
Like that's a complete double standard. And it's just a double standard that annoys me the most. The fact that, like, you know, certain people can do no wrong and certain people can do no right. Like, I saw someone saying, like, showing the clip of Cody hugging Dustin after their match all bloody and stuff, which was a great match. I thought it was my favorite match on the show. And so it said, this is pro wrestling, and then beside it is R-Truth with the 24/7 title. It's like, this is not. It's like, why? Who the fuck are you to say that? Like, that's bullshit.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Like, both are wrestling, like 100%. Like, that's complete nonsense to say that one is wrestling, the other isn't. Like, that's always been a thing in wrestling, is entertaining shit like this. And, like, you know, regardless of what you think of the 24/7 title, R-Truth is a legit fucking legend. You know, like, he's crazy, he's great, he's hugely entertaining, he's crazy athletic and you know, able to go for his age. Like, he fucking, like, you shouldn't be saying anything bad about R-Truth. He's fantastic. He's been fantastic for the past, like, year and a half.
He's the greatest gladiator in all of time.
Exactly. So, like, fucking, what, like, again, it's just the double standard of, like, oh, I don't like this thing, therefore, like, it's fine not liking something, but, like, trying to fucking make everyone else dislike it is fucking, that's, like, trying to get everyone else to agree with you when they don't is, like, fucking...
that's something I really, really hate.
Yeah, it's like... It's one thing to say you don't like something, it's another thing to say that something sucks. And it's like, you can say that, but it's like, why should your opinion fucking matter more than somebody else's, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I've been retweeting and sharing and liking as many posts as I read that say, like, you know, why do we have to make this into a fucking us versus them thing? Like, why does it have to be like one company or the other? Like, why can't we just enjoy wrestling as a whole as it is right now? It's, you know, wrestling is in a great place right now. Why can't we just enjoy, be happy about that instead of, like, you know, turning everything into a fucking big toxic argument? And that's been the problem.
The reaction in the chat, it's very toxic.
It can be, yes. There are certain people in the chat, I won't name any names for each of you because they might watch this, that, you know, just don't add anything constructive to the fucking, like, to anything. Like, oily water in you plunge, you'll lose air while in that gunge. Okay, so I lose air in this water, both above and underneath it. Fuck. Under the scum, you'll breathe your last, because air is used twice as fast. Yeah, so that's a challenge. Get out of here. Can't reach that. It's a fucking fish. Get on the fucking box. Get on the box. Jesus. Okay. Fucking hell. Okay. Anyway, the show itself is very, very good. I thought, like, they had some fantastic people on that show, some really, really, really good matches. you know, it's. I don't think there's any doubt that like they'd be able to put on a great show with people that they had, but like, it's a question of, you know, if they can keep it going. You know, if they can keep carrying it like into a weekly program, and that will, you know, get mainstream attention and fucking, you know, be successful.
Yeah.
But to see to have to go online and read all this bullshit of like people who want to just stir the pot of like, and it goes both ways. I'm not gonna say like it's only AEW fans who are shitty. Like there are fucking fans of everything that are shitty.
Oh yeah.
And some who like say stuff about who criticize AEW for no reason, you know, or for you know not valid reasons.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, and I think like there's this inability to have like a real discourse about these things, even though like why the fuck shouldn't we be able to? It's fucking wrestling. You know, everything is subjective. What you think is great might not be great to somebody else. Like I, for one, think AEW Double or Nothing was a very, very good show. I thought the matches were very, very good. And I also think fucking R-Truth doing the 24/7 championship thing is hilarious and entertaining. I like it. I like watching it. So like, it doesn't have to be one fucking side or the other. You can like both, and it doesn't mean fucking your opinion means any less than anybody else's.
Of course. I mean, I didn't really like Double or Nothing that much because, for at least for me, it was a one-match show.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only two people. There was both people that I knew and was aware of, like, had one match.
Mm-hmm.
And like, maybe it was a two-match show because of Keane.
Obviously.
But I mean, that's not really a match I cared about because I know that because it's something I've already seen.
Mm.
I haven't seen Cody versus Dustin, which is why I cared about it more.
Right.
But I'm not gonna say that like my opinion is right.
Yeah. Agreed. Naturally, I don't know. It's just like, and it almost feels at times like the company itself is trying to fucking stir that pot of like we're better than WWE or whatever.
Yeah, like with Cody's
the
entrance.
Right, like yeah, exactly. I was not a fan of Cody's entrance. I thought it was like
Self-serving.
very self-serving of like, yeah, I'm smashing the fucking Triple H throne. I'm fucking, you know, taking over everything. I'm the king now, whatever. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it's one thing if like that's supposed to, and it's not about heat or anything. It's just it literally was just like, I'm doing this for the sake of, you know, just
no reason.
It just feels pandering, you know, to the viewers who genuinely feel like, you know, this is the way it is when like, all right, when it shouldn't be. I feel like the focus. I've heard people say this and who work for the company, and I wish they would maintain this viewpoint that the focus should be on just making the best product they can without taking so many fucking shots at everything. Like it's not like WWE is taking shots at AEW. They don't really care. You know, at this point, like it doesn't matter to them. You know, like there was that one Triple H comment from the Hall of Fame, but that was just because the fans brought it up.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they're going to directly address AEW at any point in the future on WWE programming.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I also don't get, maybe this was part of like the contract deal. Maybe he's being just told what to say. But like, Dean Ambrose, John Moxley coming out and then cutting this promo later on that sort of like felt like it was taking shots at WWE. It's like even after everything they did for him, and you know treated him great and had him leave strong instead of burying him, and you know giving him a
really great send-off,
right, and you know making it possible for him to leave in such a way that made him the huge like you know indie star like draw that he is now, because WWE didn't bury him, so like I don't know, it just feels unnecessary and fucking petty and childish to fucking you know, promote this ideology that you have to be on one side or the other, and there's no fucking middle ground at all.
Tyler said something in our chat earlier that I 100% agree with. That he says that it feels like that Cody thinks that he can only be a big star if he's running the show.
Right.
And I don't know how true that is. Like, I don't know how... He was plenty huge in Japan and Ring of Honor.
Right. Just because he had, you know, it's more because of the name, and I think the fact that he was with the Bullet Club also helped a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck to get out of this fucking room. Oh. There's a fucking door right here. I don't think I'd say that necessarily, that he doesn't think, because like, you know, he was, they used him in New Japan, they used him in Ring of Honor, like, as, you know, he's a big name, he has a big family name, he has all that shit, so like, he's a good wrestler, so I don't see why not, and you know, I can't act like I know what went down between Cody and Vince and Triple H or whatever, but like, you know, it's fine if they really feel the need to, you know, on their first outing to do that, you know, it's fine, but making a habit of it is something I would not do if I was them. You know, I think it's gonna get old after a while. This think of like, oh, we're so much better than WWE, because then the fans will start doing that too, and then that's
where it gets bad.
When I tweeted, I made a tweet earlier that I sort of got from the best friend, some Wooly said, he's like, I used to think I was a huge fan of Smash until I found out what that meant. And Pat was like, yeah, you're not a huge fan of Smash until you're like tweeting at Sakurai, complaining and saying how lazy he is for and how much, you know, and bitching and whining about like how Waluigi isn't in the game, and like, unless you're like complaining unless you're, you know, yelling at Sakurai for being lazy while he's working fucking 20 hours a day on this game.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like if I don't want that to be what AEW is.
I agree.
I don't want it to be like, I want to be a fan of the show. I want to be a fan of the product and everything, but not if being a fan of AEW means I have to hate everything that comes out of the other company.
Yeah.
And I have to watch and listen to both the company and its fucking the people who run it taking fucking pot shots at that competition when, oh god, am I strapped? Okay, no, I was gonna say, just taking unnecessary fucking jabs at them. Like Cody fucking taking a shot at Bayley for no reason.
Yeah.
Taking a shot at fucking the UK deal that, you know, so many UK wrestlers have fucking taken, so clearly it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And like, it just feels childish and petty, and that's the same way the fans have been acting a lot recently, what I've seen on social media and everything. So I feel like we need to move away from. We just gotta move away from being from this. Before they even have a fucking TV show, before they've aired the first episode of their TV show and we've seen the ratings, we need to fucking stop acting like this is a war of some kind when it's not. You know, like, yeah, they sold out 2 big arenas. Like WWE does that a lot. Like, the fact that they're able to do this is great, and it's a great sign that wrestling is popular again, and that, you know, there's a big future in, you know, just the industry itself and in all these young up and coming stars. And I want to see more of those people, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, we need to get off this idea that it has to be one or the other, and that one has to be the superior product. Like, you should be allowed to watch whatever you want to watch when it comes to wrestling, and not be fucking criticized and fucking shit on for it.
Agreed.
And if I was like a young fan who watched, who liked WWE and then saw them, you know, AEW making those fucking comments, I would feel kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I would feel like, oh, I'm a WWE fan, and they're not, and they don't want me as a fan.
Yeah.
Because they're taking all these shots at WWE and stuff. So like, it feels like it's one thing for the fans to intimate that you can only be in the cool kids club or the fucking losers club.
Yeah.
It's another thing for the fucking company itself to sort of enforce that viewpoint by, you know, taking all these unnecessary shots at the competition, at WWE for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Do I go for the fucking grunty switch or the buttons? I'll go for the grunty switch. Because once I hit the buttons, I might not be able to get the grunty switch. Okay. But yeah, so like, they just need to stop, just slow down with the fucking WWE hate train. Like, AEW doesn't need to be fucking adding coal to that fucking furnace. Like, you don't need to be doing that. Like, just focus on your show, let them focus on theirs. And I hope WWE takes the same advice.
Yeah.
Like, I heard a story that like Renee Young might be in trouble for what Dean did, but the tweet was deleted, so it might have been a fake story.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, that's what it has to be. Like, the reason why WWE was able to win the Monday Night War was by focusing on their business and providing the best product they can. And if this fires them up to, you know, improve, and you make changes and stuff, like positive changes, then great.
Yeah.
Then there'll be a point. They'll be a point to it, and you know, it won't feel like it's just, you know, competition for the sake of saying we're better than you or whatever. So like,
going off that Renee thing, I feel like they can't expect Renee to not support her husband.
no, or to like fucking snitch on them everything he's gonna do or something like that. Like, why didn't you tell us he was gonna do that? Like, why do I need to? It's my life. That's his life. That's my personal life. Yeah, and I don't think that story was true just because it was pretty much attracted, so
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Plus it's kind of absurd.
Yeah.
But yeah, just let people enjoy what they enjoy. Like, there's no fucking hey,
It's a mimic.
who dares enter boss boombox's hold?
It's a mimic.
It's a mimic. But yeah, just like there's no need. Like, everyone wants to be like, oh, we're at war and everything, and like, just because they remember the Attitude Era fondly, and like how, like, yes, competition was the competition was great, but there needs to be an opposing weekly TV show for there to be fucking competition, but there isn't yet, and we don't know, and like, it was a war because they were directly taking shots at each other, and right now they haven't been, and I hope they don't, because you know, I feel like this business has evolved beyond just being petty and childish all the time and acting all fucking superior to whatever's going on, and you know, just focus on what you're doing. You know, leave the other fucking company out of this, and just let people, you know, watch what they want to watch, and like don't fucking just focus on you. You know, like you don't need to be fucking, you know, just trying to shit on and bury the other guys when all they're trying to do is fucking do their own thing. You know, like, and that goes both ways. I'm not being like a WWE fanboy or anything, but
No, I know.
so I need to kill these things. Okay. Can I punch them? I guess I can. Oh, shit. Okay, come on. Let's not splinter, off into fucking different groups of fucking wrestling fans. We can all watch the same. We can all watch wrestling and not have to feel fucking shamed or fucking put down for liking one kind of wrestling more than the other.
Yeah.
Just live and let live. Fucking, it's fucking wrestling. Listen to what Pat Patterson says. Who cares? Like, if someone asked Pat Patterson at a fucking panel, like, what he thinks about AEW versus WWE, he's like, I'm sure he would, just based on what I've heard from Chris's stories, like, he might say what I always say is, what's AEW, or something like that, as like a joke, but like, just follow what he says, like, who cares? Like, who cares about that stuff? Like, it's wrestling. We love wrestling. We all love wrestling. Wrestling's like, we're all marks. That's what he said, what Chris always says. Pat Patterson said what Chris Ross has always been saying, which is, we're all marks.
It's true.
Like, let's just, like, even Pat, who's been fucking in the business for fucking so many years, he calls himself a mark because he loves wrestling.
Yep.
So, and it's like the wrestlers themselves don't seem to be fucking. We see WWE guys congratulating the fucking AEW guys for doing what they're doing.
Yeah, like I saw so many tweets that they're not
Right.
for that.
So it's like, if they could be civil with you know, the competition, arguably, you know, why can't we be civil with each other?
Exactly.
You know, like, if the people that are actually affected by this,
It's a mimic.
oh Jesus, who are like actively affected by this financially and everything, can, you know, still be cool with each other about it, why can't we?
It's true.
How do I kill this guy?
Punch it.
Oh. Oh, he eats them? Okay, that did nothing. Anyway. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. Like, we're all marks, we all love wrestling. Let's all just enjoy wrestling as a whole. We don't need to fucking be overly critical over what's going on. Let's just fucking enjoy what we enjoy and just, you know, live and let live.
It's true.
You can watch AEW, you can watch WWE, you can watch New Japan, Ring of Honor, whatever the fuck you want to watch. Like, who cares? It's wrestling. Wrestling's awesome. We all know this. Not everything has to be a fucking war.
I'm not even a wrestling fan, and I can agree with that.
And even if something is a war, that doesn't. if something becomes a war, that's not necessarily a good thing. All right. I don't want to see fucking the political landscape of the business dragged into my fucking wrestling entertainment.
It's true.
I just want to see great matches, which I did get to see, and I could do without the fucking petty political fucking backstage nonsense that was, you know, just way too heavy. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, like be better, like, you know, just, you're above that age. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm saying just like, I want to watch wrestling and enjoy wrestling. I don't want to be reminded of all the fucking political, behind the scenes, competitive BS that's, you know, permeating it. You know? I'm not. Save that for the fucking. Let the fucking behind the scenes people fucking worry about that, and let us wrestling fans just enjoy the wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't want to see, you know, personal vendettas or whatever, like behind the scenes, business wise, dragged into this shit. I just want to see great wrestling. I think I'm gonna die. So please allow me that. And I am dead. As long as it's a joke.
Woo!
Wrestling's great.
It is.